What's happening, guys? It's Christmas Eve and it is hosing down outside, so I thought I would make one more quick video before I have a break over the Christmas period. Today I'm going to talk about 12 of the most popular wedding venues that I've shot at in Auckland. This is just Auckland based venues. I'm going to do a whole nother video for wedding venues that I've shot all around the country, so look out for that one coming up soon. But today is 12 really awesome venues that you can have your wedding at in Auckland. Now these are in no particular order, but the first one on the list is Kimi Valley Estate. This place keeps popping up. I've been there heaps of times. Annette, the lady that runs it, is really lovely and really nice to deal with. And the venue is really cool. It has a real nice sort of homely feel with wooden insides, and they have a nice garden out the back where you can get married. One thing that seems to happen at Kimi Valley, I've been there so many times and it just has been raining all morning, and then half an hour before the ceremony it just stops raining, and I've never actually had to shoot a ceremony inside. So the weather's always cleared and we've managed to shoot it outside every time. Even though they do have a nice wet weather option, the reception spot is really awesome. I really love it. It's really open plan, nice lighting, nice tables. The food is always really great. Never had a complaint with Kimi Valley and their food. And yeah, just a really nice place to deal with. So Kimi Valley Estate. Next one on the list is the Hunting Lodge Winery, which is just around the corner from Kimi Valley. So you can actually see it right from the driveway, and it's a really nice place again. Massive grounds, heaps of spots for photos. They have a really nice field just across the road from it. The organizers on the day were really good to deal with, and we didn't have any issues throughout the whole day. So really nice people, really fun. They have golf carts that they drive you around in, and yeah, another cool spot. Third on the list is going to be Mantell's Mount Eden. So this is a really nice place. It's quite small. I'm not exactly sure on numbers what you could fit in there, but it would definitely suit a smaller wedding. It's really nice and intimate. It has a feel of kind of, I don't know, like a Greek restaurant or hotel somewhere, and you know, it feels quite exotic, but it's a really nice place, really nice feel to it. The food at Mantell's is definitely another one. I talk about food a lot, but the food at Mantell's is definitely another one that really stands out, and also the service is really nice there. I've never had an issue with those guys either. Everybody I'm going to mention tonight I've never had an issue with, so really nice people and really nice place to get married. Fourth one on the list is going to be Mudbrick. So Mudbrick is actually over on Waiheke Island, but it's still classed as Auckland, and it's a really nice place. They have quite a few spots where you can get married, and you can get married there undercover or out on the deck, but it's usually quite windy out on the deck. So the undercover spot is really amazing, and you can actually get ready there and stay the night there. You can hire the whole house out. But Mudbrick, I would say probably the best steak I've ever had in my life has been at Mudbrick every single time I go there. So really nice staff again, nice to deal with, really cool area, and the sun just beams through there in summer when you've got a really nice sunset right behind the bridal table, and it's just an epic view. So Mudbrick is a really high one on the list. One thing you need to remember with Mudbrick or any sort of wedding venue over on Waiheke Island is ferrying people there and back can be not a hassle, but you need to be aware of time. So I think the last ferry is about 11:30 at night, so you need to be getting taxis before that and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually quite cheap to get over there, and people can make a day out of it. It's a really awesome wedding spot. Next one on the list is Hughes Art Farm. That's HU, Hughes Art Farm. I think it's Hughes Art Farm in Riverhead, and it's a really awesome place. I've actually only been there once, I believe, and Michelle and Ainsley, my friends, got married there, and that was a really awesome place. They have a really nice lake down the back. When we were there, it just absolutely hosed down with rain, so they got married under the balcony out on the deck there, but it was a really cool spot, and the interior place where they have the reception and the dinner was just awesome. So really cool place, and it's quite a new and up and coming place. I think it's a little bit different from when I went there. I believe they've done some work down at the river, so really nice place. Check that out. Next on the list is Castaways Resort, which is just in South Auckland. I believe it's still Auckland. It's just down by Waiuku, right on the beach there. The place where you get married is right on the edge of the cliff, and the views are epic. At sunset it's really awesome. Photo spots are great. You can actually drive down, so we had my four-wheel drive with us, and we just drove down the beach and got some awesome spots down there. And at sunset I just stole the couple off just for a minute, and we went down again and got these really special photos. But again, a really nice place. It's pretty sizable, so I'm sure you can get a fairly large wedding in there. They do have a really nice deck area outside for guests to hang out in. And the other thing with Castaways is they have a whole bunch of apartments or sort of luxury accommodation, I guess, that you can stay at. And if you're having lots of guests from overseas, they can all stay there too during the week. Next up, we've got Kerry Bay Boomrock. So this is way out south. I'm not even sure, it's probably on the borderline of being Auckland, but it's way out south, but it's a really awesome place. Definitely one of my favorites. I've only been there a couple of times, but again, amazing food, amazing staff. The view is epic. They have all sorts of stuff. So they have like a golf range you can play there. They have a really nice sort of real rustic barn apartment kind of thing where you can get ready in the morning. And they have a bunch of Land Rovers which you can hire out, and they drive you around to photo spots and stuff. And actually just a couple of minutes up the road there's this really epic reserve where you can take some photos there. It kind of looks like the Bay of Islands with a car park, but you know, it's a really cool spot, and Kerry Bay is really high on the list. Another one on the list, and probably a spot that I've been to more than any other venue in Auckland, would be Markavina's. So if you haven't heard of Markavina Estate, this is another place, again not far from Kimi Valley, just sort of Kimi Riverhead border I guess, and it's a really big place, so you can get quite a large wedding in there. They have a whole range of locations, so you can get married by a little waterfall thing they have there with barrels. The interior location is really awesome, and probably my favorite is they have a really big tree out on the front lawn there where you can get married. And take a look at these photos, it's just epic. So this is Jasmine and Luke's wedding, and that ceremony spot was probably one of my favorites. Even though I'd been there so many times, I really like that outdoor spot. Any of these venues in Kumeu, there's quite a few locations. If you've got a photographer that knows these kind of areas, then there's a whole range of locations. You've got foresty bits, you can make it to the beach in time. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. And Markavina's is a really well organized, really nice place to deal with. Ohi Bay is next on the list. Now this is just across the road from Kelly Tarleton's. We Aucklanders, you'll know where that is. It's just on the waterfront there. They have a really awesome view because you're sort of actually situated on the water. So the water actually goes underneath the venue, and you have a cool view to the pier over there, which is really nice. And these guys actually, I believe, own Alali Estate in Kumeu as well. So a little bit of a side shout out to that one. But I've also been there. That's a really cool place. Last time we were at Ohi Bay, it really hosed down with rain, and we had to come up with a backup option really quickly. So I asked a couple of mates, and we found that there's the old train station in town, and you can actually pay a fee to go in there and take a bunch of photos. So we went in there, got some shelter from the rain, and we got these awesome photos of Sarah and Dan. And then to top it off, at the end of the night, the rain was still going, so we quickly ran out to the pier, got my flash out with an umbrella, and got this magic shot, which I'm always going to love. So really great wedding, that one. Next on the list is Ascensions Winery. So this is just up in Matakana. Again, this is kind of borderline Auckland, not really, but you know, it's close enough. And this place is really cool. So they have a massive winery there, and really cool place for reception. Nice sort of hangout area outside. It has quite a summery winery. I mean, it's a winery, but it has that winery feel to it. And the outdoor location where you get married is really nice. So my good friends Paul and Annalise got married there, and it was just a really lovely wedding. It's quite close to a beach, so we went down there and got some photos. But there's a lot on site that you can do there too. Next on the list is Coatesville Settlers Hall. So I believe this place is quite budget friendly as well, but it's a really nice hall. They have a nice outdoor area with a lot of space for kids to run around if it's like a kid friendly wedding. There's actually a really awesome orchard across the street. Now I'm not going to name it, I'm not going to say where it is, but photographers, if you find it, make sure you go and ask for permission. Don't just rock in there. So we went and talked to the owner, and he was really nice because it was quite rainy, and we actually ducked inside their shed there to get some photos as well when it really started to hose down. But then the weather cleared up and it was pretty cool. But the reception venue itself is really nice lighting, and quite a large space again. They have a kitchen there if you have caterers to come in, and they also have an outdoor deck area where people can hang out. So really nice local place, not too far from Auckland Central. Last but not least is a venue called The Barn, and it's in Waimelki, which is just past sort of Kumeu area. And that place is really cool. They have a really awesome barn there. Now it does require a little bit of setup, but Damien and Becca, who got married there, they were quite handy people, and they set up really awesome. And the venue spot where you get married is sort of in the forest, in the trees. They have a great field there which looks awesome in sunset, as you'll see in these photos. And just up the road, maybe 5 minutes up the road, there's a place in the forest with this nice gravel road and really awesome autumn colors, depending on what time of year you get married, of course. But we got these great photos, and I was really happy with it. It's another place where you definitely are going to need to get in a food truck or something like that, but there's a whole bunch of room there to do that, and it's a really kind of rustic feel to it. It's a really cool place. So that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a really great Christmas, and I'll see you guys in the next video.